I'm late for a very important date. Stay tuned. So the time has come for my Scott's number 2 treatment, which is my Memorial Day treatment. Now this is a couple days late because Memorial Day was actually, let's see, about 3-4 days ago. But we had a lot of rain happen during that time, so I'm running a little bit behind, but that's okay. One of the big things that you have to be careful about when you're doing these treatments, especially this one, is it can't be rained on for 24 hours, nor can you mow for 24 hours. So trying to time this just right where I didn't have sequential days of rain was a little difficult, which is why Memorial Day or a little bit before Memorial Day was not gonna work. So normally I would apply this with a broadcast spreader because that's really the only thing that you can get that's readily available. However, on the marketplace, I found a drop spreader. And I like this because since we had flower beds, I can get right up next to that flower bed and not have to worry about any of this going into the bed where it doesn't belong, especially if I'm going to lay grass seed. Now this particular bag will cover up about 5,000 square feet. I'm probably nowhere near that, but I'm still gonna empty the whole bag into here. Now, if this was the broadcast spreader, you'd be setting this to about 3.5. But on a drop spreader, it says to set it at 5, which is right there. Now, one of the big changes about this step 2 treatment is that the grass has to be wet. Now, it doesn't have to be soaking wet like a rain, it just has to be lightly moistened because the particles that you are going to be dropping from this spreader has to stick to the grass. Now, because I am doing this kind of on a windy day, I'm just going to do this in small sections so I can make sure that my water just doesn't dry out before I can get this stuff down. Now this treatment isn't meant to stick to the Bermuda grass itself, it's actually meant to stick to all of the broadleaf stuff that's in your grass, such as weeds and things like that, so it can kill them. Because it has to stick to the leaf in order to be absorbed. If it just goes straight down to the soil, it's not going to be effective. So try not to apply this before a rain like the other stuff. You actually have to apply this after a rain. So like this is a broadleaf weed, and you can see all the white specks stuck on every part of the weed. So that'll eventually kill those off. Now for these areas that are hard to get to because of this tree, but I still have grass here that I want to try and encourage, I've just got my little handheld broadcast spreader set to number 3, which is what it should be set on for a broadcast. All right, now that's it for the backyard. Very little grass back here now that we have so many flower beds. So the front yard is where most of it's at. So now I'm gonna haul the hose out to the front and pre-water it. So the benefits of using the Scott's 2 treatment is to kill all the broadleaf weeds that you might have in your yard, such as dandelions and clover, as well as some hidden weeds that you just can't see. However, it's not recommended for all grass types. For instance, like St. Augustine, it will burn that grass. So use it on like Bermuda grass, fescues, Kentucky blues, perennial rye, things like that. It'll be just fine. But check the package for any contraindications that you might have for the type of grass that you might have in your yard. And using this step 2, try and time it around a heavily dewed morning so you don't have to spend extra time wetting down the yard. But if that's all you got, that's all you got. Just make sure that you have 24 hours of time between your application and the next rain or your next mow. So if you guys found this informative, enjoyable, and you want to ask me some questions or see some more of how the yard progresses, be sure and drop a comment down below, hit the subscribe button, share it with your friends, and I'll see you on the next one.